Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. All right. Your brothers from GMS Charlotte coming back out here with another lesson to edify the sheep of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and to prophesy the downfall of the wicked kingdom known as Babylon the Great, aka America, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, on down. All right. So before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honor to our apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us the truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
All right? Back out here once again, prophesying
I think I see you.
because when you see everything that's going on in the earth, man, the earth is in dire need of new rulership. Because the current people at play, we're just talking about the elites, all right, the creme de la creme of the Edomites, all right, they are running this planet into the ground. Okay, morality is gone. All right, these people are pretty much dumbed down. All right, right for the picking. These people are lining up to be brought right into the slaughterhouse. Right? So our job as being the prophets of the Lord is to come out here and warn our people, the Israelites, the so-called Negro and Native Americans, of what the Lord has planned to come down the pipe. He's going to use Esau Edom to bring forth the destruction that we're prophesying about, man.
That's it, man. As we noted, is that the nuclear destruction is the cleanup. All right, that's the way. By through that fire, that's how the earth is going to be cleansed. Real quick, go to 2nd Ezra 16. All right, and it goes into how the fire went from the pit. 2nd Ezra 16. And, start at verse. Matter of fact, you got it.
Isaiah chapter 16 and verse 3.
Yep.
The sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Right, the sword is sent upon this place. All right, the Lord has nuclear hellfire ready for Babylon the Great.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. The fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Yeah, who may quench it? All right, you're not going to quench the fire of this nuclear destruction. It's not going to be quenched. All right, it's going to have to burn out. All right, as the scriptures tell you, this place is going to burn forever, which simply goes back to a long period of time.
That's right.
All right, you got it out.
Verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Give me a little bit more.
Verse 6. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn?
Yeah, so once the fire is already started, you know, there's no putting it out. It's kind of like how about a couple years ago, maybe like last year, 2 years ago, you had all those forest fires that was raging out on the west, right? Them things couldn't be stopped.
Right. Esau spraying all type of water, trying to throw dirt over. Nothing could put the fires up because that was Yahweh Shem Yahushua that sent that out, man.
That's it.
This judgment that the Lord is about to bring forth is going to show you on why the Heavenly Father Yahweh through His Son Yahushua is to be feared amongst everything in this world, man. Because this damn devil, Esau Edom, all right, he has mystified the power of the Lord, man. All right, having you people think that this Bible is nothing but a fairy tale that you read on your own leisure time, man. All right, you got more on that?
Yeah, read down to 9.
Verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Yeah, could somebody return an arrow that is shot of a mighty archer, all right, which is symbolic of the missiles. Go ahead.
Verse 8. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Right, so the Lord is the one that sendeth these plagues, man. Who's going to be able to drive them away? Nobody, man.
That's right.
And the plagues, the destruction is tied to the plagues. Right. Zechariah with 14 to 12, right? This is the plague wherewith, where the eyes shall melt out of their holes, and the tongue shall melt out of their mouth, right? Go ahead, Al.
Continuing on. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 9. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Yeah, the point. A fire is going to go from the Lord's wrath. Who may quench it? So that's the judgment, the reward. All right, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has set up All right, we're seeing these prophecies come to pass daily, man. All right, we're damn near at the end of this thing, man. All we waiting on is for that sea hip to ultimately be mandated. All right, Jacob's trouble, World War III to break out. All right, the persecution. That's really it.
That's it.
Right?
We ain't got too much longer, man. All right, we just gotta stay the course and pray that the Lord continue to put the spirit on us to endure, man.
What the hell?
You know?
That's right. Got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh power, there is none else. I am Yahweh power, there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. You know? And it's saying to remember the former things, right? Remember the acts, right? The marvelous works and wonders and judgments of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, because with that, it should create a sense of fear and reverence, right? They go hand in hand, really. Reverence and fear. Because you will put yourself on the right footing to believe in what the scriptures say, which are faithful and true, and how you can get yourself on the grace of the Lord. You know? Because it's going to be two sides. Either the Lord is going to take grace
Then I'll say, you know,
upon you, or you'll be destroyed along with this place Babylon the Great for being joined hand in hand.
The Lord's name will be declared amongst the world again, man. All right? Everybody will reverence the Most High Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai as a force to be reckoned with, man. Because all these judgments that we always report on and we read about the history that happened, all right, that didn't happen by coincidence. It wasn't by chance. It was all ordained and done by the Heavenly Father and His Son, man. You know, and us being sent out here is to warn you of the next great judgment that the Lord is going to do. That's going to refine the way the earth is going to move forward, man.
This is Amos. All right. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. And it reads, it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid?
Right, we're blowing that trumpet now, man. The scripture told us, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, man, to warn the Lord's people. All right? So you should be afraid when you're hearing the gruesome judgment the Lord is about to bring. Thermonuclear fire that's going to burn even hotter than the sun, you know? That should put fear in you, man. You should be wondering and inquiring on ways that you have to get out of that situation. There's no other way. There's no you getting into a bunker. There's no you hopping in no spaceship going to outer space. There's no out. Only way out if you are of the elect and you get beat up in the chairs. If you're not of the elect, you're gonna burn, man. Death can't even save you because the Lord said what? He's gonna raise those souls that died before back up so they can burn that fire, man. So there's no escape.
Yeah. It says Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be an evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai have not done it?
Right. The Lord is the one that does these things, man. Isaiah 45 and 7. Out of the Lord, I create darkness, I create peace. I create good and evil, roughly paraphrasing, man. So the Lord is showing us these signs to put fear in us to come out here and put the fear in you. Through the fear of the Lord, we persuade men. So we're giving you the warning of the Lord about to send this great cleanup job to fix what Esau has destroyed in this earth, man.
So,
You know?
like, because we're approaching the night, you know, when no man can work. Can you get that real quick? That's John. Is that John 9 and 4? Give me that real quick. Right? And I found that scripture I was looking for. We're going to bring it out too. Just to tie it all in, man. All right? Because ultimately, as the brothers are talking about before we start rolling, it's like, look, hey, the whole world is hastening for a new heaven and a new earth, man. All right? Hey, repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. Right? They'll say the scriptures. Go ahead, Al.
St. John 9 and 4. I must work the work of him that sent me.
I must work the work of him that sent me, man. The Lord told us to be occupied in prophecy, man. All right? To be occupied in the business, what we out here doing, man. The work of the ministry, man. We've been called, according to Ephesians, the 4th chapter, we've been called into this vocation. All right? To push this work in order to obtain salvation. All right? When you break it down. Read it again, Al.
John 9 and 4. I must work the work of him that sent me.
That's right.
While it is day, the night cometh where no man can work.
Right, so we working while it is day, before the night cometh where no man can work. All right, that night is tied to what? Destruction. is tied to doomsday. All right, as we talked about the doomsday clock, 90 seconds to midnight. All right, even Esau's so-called wise men of the world, they know that sudden destruction, sudden death is sanction for Babylon, man.
Right.
All right, so we out here echoing the same thing. Really, they biting off us through the spirit.
And at the end of the day, the world moves off the vibration of the prophets. And as the brother Tazwan brought out earlier, okay, the end was written from the beginning. So Babylon's destruction was written before Esau even established Babylon, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because we in the time of what? The night approaching, basically sunset.
Yep.
All right, and darkness, sunset is tied to what Esau's demise.
Right.
All right, because the morning is what tied what to the kingdom of heaven. So we're approaching the time of what? Of sunset. All right, because what? The sun sets in the west, which is going to be darkness over this man's Western empire, if you will, man. Real quick, go to Matthew 24, get that word for west. Matthew 24, right, and get verse 27. And look up that word west. All right, because hey, where are we at? We're in the Western Hemisphere, man. We are in the uttermost part of the earth. You know? Matthew 24 and 27. The word west.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right, so the Lord is going to come from the east to gather us up from the west. Hold that in Baruch, the last verse, and also Isaiah 43. But give me that word for west.
All right, this is the word west. This is G1424. It says the setting of the sun.
The setting of the sun. All right? The sun sets in the west. Because we're coming to what? We're approaching the time of darkness over this man's kingdom, which symbolizes his destruction. Go ahead.
It says the region of the sunset, the west.
Yep. Any more? That's pretty much it. So it said the region of the sunset, man. So hey, this man's rulership is about to go down, basically, through the spirit. All right? Because hey, when you look up sunset, it actually is tied. Matter of fact, can we pull it up too? Definition of sunset and common definition.
I went into the root
There you
word.
go.
G1416. It says to go into, to enter, to go under, be plunged into, to seek in. And what's it going to go into? The darkness, man. Because when the sun sets, that will bring in nighttime.
Yeah.
Darkness is equated with Babylon destruction.
Yeah.
I go into that confusion.
Exactly. That's why we must work the work of him that sent me. All right, before, what did it say? John 9, we must work the work of him that sent me. Read it again. All right, Salakia.
John 9 and 4.
Just tying it all together.
I must work the work of him that sent me.
That's right.
While it is day,
While it is day, go ahead.
the night cometh when no man can work.
See, that's what we telling you. The night cometh when no man can work. The night is destruction. We coming into the time of the famine. The Lord taking the spirit away. All right? He's shutting up the mouths of the prophets. All that's going to happen, man. Because we're not going to be around when this shit get real out here, man. This is why you got to take heed. All right? You got to take heed to this word now, man. Seek the Lord in the days of our youth before the evil days come not, roughly paraphrasing, man. Right? But as read that Matthew 24 again, 27. And then we'll go to Baruch, the last chapter.
Not to
or the
sound
last verse,
silly,
Baruch 4, the last verse. Right?
Matthew chapter 24, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
Whereas the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah. So hey, so as this man kingdom goes down, hey, this is going to be it's going to symbolize the return of Yahushua, man. And he's coming to gather us, all right, from the west. We were brought over here from the east to the west, and the Lord is coming to gather us as such. Give me that real quick. Yes, give me that if you got that.
This is the definition of sunset. It says a decline or final phase.
See? Ooh, see that? That's the definition of sunset. It says a decline or final phase. And where are we at in Babylon? Babylon, the great, which is America. We're in the decline right now. We're in the final phase of this kingdom. All right? This shit is about to go out horribly, as you can see. Go ahead.
Another definition, too, it says, Salaki, this is sunset in the free dictionary. It says to expire on a previously established date.
Yeah, you see that? So America, Babylon is about to expire.
Right, it says on the previously established date. Only the Most High knows the exact time when Babylon is supposed to be destroyed, man. So it's already written, man. Alright, so we're about to see Babylon go in the dark, go into that destruction.
The sun is about to set over his kingdom.
Yeah.
This is his decline. This is his expiration date that we're in the midst of, man. Going into what? Job, the 20th chapter? Oh, Job 14 and 5. Basically, the Lord has set bounds that this devil can't pass. All right?
He said he was going to chase the wicked into darkness, man.
That's it.
You know?
So Yahweh Shema Shai has set an expiration date, all right, for Esau's fall. Go ahead, put it.
4 and 37.
Yup.
Lo, thy sons come.
Start at 36.
Baruch 4 and 36. O Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east.
Yeah, that's why we face the east. Look about thee toward the east. And we send up them prayers and them curses, right? Go ahead.
And behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh Shema Shai.
Go ahead.
Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away.
How will we sent away? By slavery, man. All right? Transatlantic slave trades, trans-Saharan, Dutch slave trade. When you go into the history, we were scattered through the four corners of the earth. Yep, the diaspora. And it goes into what? The scattering of the Israelites amongst the nations. Go ahead.
It says that they come gathered together from the east to the west.
They come gathered together from the east to the west. Are we not in the Western world? The Western Hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere, the uttermost parts of the earth. Go ahead.
While the word of the Holy One rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right, so Yahweh Shai is going to come from the east to gather us up from the west. Give me Isaiah 43. Right? Isaiah 43, read verses 5 through 7.
So Isaiah 43 and verse 5. One shall say, it's like 43 and 5.
Yep.
Isaiah 43 and 5. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather it from the west.
That's prophecy. The Lord said, I will bring thy seed from the east and gather them from the west. This is where we at right now. The Western world. Go ahead.
Verse 6. I will say to the north, give up. To the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the end of the earth.
See that proves that what? That the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, they were scattered from the four corners of the earth. Read that again.
Isaiah 43 and verse 6. Let's start from the top.
Yeah.
Isaiah 43 and verse 5. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up.
I will say to the north, give them up. Go ahead.
And to the south, keep not back.
Yeah, to the south, keep not back. Go ahead.
Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth.
Yeah, bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth, man. The Lord is coming to gather up that great multitude, man. All right? Read on out.
Verse 7. Even everyone that is called by my name.
That's right.
For I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yeah, I have made him.
Yeah, which is basically the elect. I got a quick precept. Zechariah 8 and 6. And it reads, it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people, all right, which is the first fruits, the elect, in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, because hey, when the elect get gathered up, all right, be it those chariots, it's going to be a marvelous thing, man. It's going to be a glorious sight. Verse 7, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, host, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. See that? So, hey, the elect have been scattered to the four corners, and that's what Yahweh Shah is coming to get, pursuing in Matthew, was it 24, right? He's coming to gather up the saints from the four corners of the earth. So the point, as all this is happening, it's all tied back to what? To the sunset, to the decline of this Edomite's kingdom, man. Right? Of that very great destruction, which is going to bring in a new heaven and new earth. Right? So it's all full circle, man. The fire is what's going to cleanse the earth, man. And it's desperately needed.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You got it.
Revelations chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth,
Right.
holding the 4 winds of the earth.
These angels were holding back the 4 winds, which represents that destruction. Go ahead.
That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east.
And that shows you once again, all right? It tells you in Joel the 3rd chapter, it says, cause thy mighty ones to come down thither, man. Also Proverbs 21:1, how it tells you that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. So my point of saying that is that shows you that the angels, you know, the Most High has allowed the angels to be in control of everything until that point in time, man. You know, just like, hey, these devils, top generals and military officials have been giving testimonies about how the chariots have shut down their nuclear facilities, man. Have disarmed their nuclear missiles, man, through their technology, because everything is set for the Lord's time. Because hey, if Esau had it his way, he would have been set this shit off, man. But that shows you that ultimately what? The prophecy has to be fulfilled, man. All right? Everything is on the Lord's time. All right? So you got it, Doc.
Continuing on, back rereading verse 2. And I saw another angel descending from the east, having the seal of the living power.
That's right.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea,
That's it.
saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the service of our power in their foreheads.
So don't bring the destruction until the elect have been sealed in their foreheads. Can you get that word for sealed? Because the elect are the ones, basically, the elect are the ones that's going to have the exemption from judgment. All right? Basically, this is like the elders and apostles are saying. You know, you have 2 marks basically. You got a physical mark, and you got a spiritual mark, man. We know that physical mark is tied back to what? That charagma, man, which this devil is going to physically put in your body, man. But then also you have a spiritual mark, which is going into what? Basically that exemption. All right? That exemption from judgment. So give me that word for sealed in that verse.
It's not the word.
You saw I got it blocked off? But it goes into pretty much security from Satan around the lines. Basically, there's going to be an exemption from the judgment. That's why the Lord told the angels to hold back the 4 winds until the servants be sealed. All right, and if it's not pulling up, it's all good. All right? Brothers can look it up at home if they watching.
It's on the 4th.
Okay, Khan Salakia. You can read down to it again.
Revelation chapter 7 and verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
And they were sealed, 144,000, man. The prophets, man, the elect. All right?
The word sealed is G4972.
Talk about that.
God. The word is G4972. For the word sealed, it says, to set a seal upon, mark with the seal, for security from Satan.
See that? To mark with a seal from security from Satan, man. So that's that like I said, that's that spiritual mark that the elect are gonna have. All right? They're gonna be exempt from the judgment. They're gonna have security from Satan, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says things sealed up or concealed, to hide, keep in silence.
See, to hide. The Lord is gonna hide. He's going to hide the elect. He's gonna cover them. The elect are gonna have a hedge. This is what we keep telling you, man. And the hedge ultimately starts by what? By having faith in the name, man. All right? The name matters, IUIC, man. All right? Any more?
Done. To hide, keep in silence, keep secret.
Hey, don't the scripture say that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? And the righteous run up into it and are safe. Go ahead.
To set a mark upon.
To set a mark. This is a spiritual mark.
By the impress of a seal.
That's it, man. So don't bring the destruction until the 144,000, the elect, are sealed, man, in their foreheads. Right? Just like how he told in Ezekiel, he told the angels to not smite them that have the walk, that mark of exemption. He said, don't touch them, but slay utterly old and young, men, women, and child, and little maids. You see? Oh, yeah, Romans 11.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I
Those,
guess so.
those
Because,
that
dude,
have that
that, like,
seal are going to be the ones that you see out here sighing and crying for all the wickedness that's being done in the earth, man.
So-
You know, those are going to be shown who the Lord's men are in that time, man.
Right.
Because we're the only ones out here, like the scriptures say, that are standing up against the evildoers, that's calling out all the wickedness that's being done here, man.
It is.
So that reward for that is going to be that protection from the destruction Lord's going to bring upon the earth, man.
So, and that's proof that everybody's not going to be covered, and ultimately everybody's not going to be saved.
Romans chapter 11 and verse 4. But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. The Lord has reserved 7,000 men. Now that 7,000 is just a multiplication. Right? The 144,000 is really all the 1/3. All right. Is that allotted number of men, women, and children that the Lord is going to save? All right, from the destruction He's about to bring upon the earth, man.
Right.
Those are the ones that's out here trying to live righteous in this wicked ass world, man. All right, that's resisting the will of the devil, man. Okay. Because what you see out here is subjection. You get that in 2 Peter about
The conversation.
yeah. Because everything that you see down here, all the blatant Satan worship, the nasty people, reigning heavy over everything, man. All right, the defiling of the food, the defiling of the earth, the plans that you see that the elites have for everybody, but they're trying to disguise it as a means of peace. All these things should raise up an alarm in your spirit to speak out and want, a new world, man. A world where you could actually be able to live in peace, man.
Hey, look at Jake, man.
Right.
Hey, we was talking about the video that Elder Menachem Zabba posted, where you had the rapping Eves on there talking crazy, man. Right? Hey, like your brother said, hey, so-called black woman is going on a fucking rampage right now, man. She on a warpath. This bitch is like Juggernaut, man. There's no stopping this bitch, man. Right? Wickedness, all right, no shame, right? It's out of control right now, man. But this is why we need deliverance out of here, man. You know? It's not going to stop. I got that scripture for you.
I have a real quick.
Got it, you got it.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 6. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, niggas is out here, man. Niggas is out here full-blown weirdos, moles and transformers, degenerates, man. All right? Like I said, when it comes to the internet, there's no shame on our people, man. You really get to see the true wickedness embedded in our people on this fucking social media platform.
It's
Man.
a contest to see who can outdo who in wickedness, man. And you had that rapper, 22 G's, he just tattooed his whole eyeball black. Like a damn demon, man. You know? Then at the same time, you're putting out that wicked vibration of that drill music, pushing that, our people to kill each other. And like you said, the women are promoting that horror culture. The Esau is just promoting Satanism, just blatant homosexuality, man. This shit this place is through, man.
It's next level now, man.
You should be complaining, man. Any Israelite that's out here with that mentality, I can't complain, bro. You off, man. Because there's plenty to complain about in this wicked ass world, man.
So, 2 Peter 2, verse 7, and it reads, 2 Peter chapter 2, in verse 7, it says, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that, it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with the unlawful deeds. And we're in the same steed as Lot, man. All right? We would be that righteous man, those righteous men that are vexed day to day with all the wickedness that's being played out in the society, man. Every day is some new trend, it's some new bullshit, it's some new form of wickedness that's being promoted amongst our people because, hey, this devil, he uses Jake, all right, to put Jake in the forefront as the face of wickedness, man.
Right.
You know?
And he promotes the more folly, the more outlandishness that they do. He promotes it. This is why platforms are given to these people just to make an ass out of themselves, man.
Yeah.
You know? The shit that you see people put on social media for clout now, you had to pay them for back in the day. We were talking about that earlier. Seeing people on shows such as Spirit Factor and everything. Now they're out hey, man.
Right. Verse 9. 2 Peter 2:9, it says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
That reservation is coming through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. That sealing, that mark of exemption, which starts with the name, and then it goes into the opening you up to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, man, which helps keep you on that straight and narrow to the kingdom of heaven, man. You see, the reason why people they go into the broad way of things because it makes it more accessible for them to pretty much expand their wickedness, man. Isaiah 30, 1 through 3, real quick, Bible top.
They're under the vibration of Allah Sakoli.
Yeah.
Thou wilt, the free range to do whatever pleases you.
Right. The order of this place is disorder. All right, do as thou wilt. And then you took the Christian church, and they molded that into making a godly saying, what they would call, which is come as you are. You can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do, as long as you call upon Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And you're accepted for all the BS that you do, man.
There's no judgment in Jesus Christ.
Right. This nigga allow you to cut your rod off, molest children, all right, and just be a complete demon. But you'll be in church front row, giving tithes to the poverty pimp, thinking that your sins is covered, man. And then leave the church and go right back to the wickedness, man. You know, you have these people out here that did all type of manner of sickness and then go in there and so-called get saved and think that their sins have been cleansed, man. No. The Lord needs true repentance, which means the turning away of that act to truly be forgiven for him, man. You know, and this world doesn't teach you repentance, man. It doesn't teach you about accountability, man. And this is why everything is suffering.
Yeah, baptism doesn't come by being dumped in the YMCA pool water. You know, baptism comes by the way through repentance and the washing of the word, man. It's the washing of your spirit, it's spiritual, man. Right? You got it.
Jeremiah 2, I'm starting at 21, going to 22.
Right.
It says, yet I had planted thee a noble vine,
Yep.
holy a right seed.
Right, the Lord planted us a noble vine, a holy right seed. We are the people of the Most High, the sons of God. Right? Basically, we're royalty, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Now then, art thou turned into a degenerate plant.
Right, so how do we go from royalty to be turned into a degenerate plant? Go ahead.
A degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me.
Right, because, hey, we became, as a nation, we became degenerates, man. Meaning we're unrecognizable to the Lord, man. Right? We became beasts before his eyes, man. Right? Go ahead.
For though thou wash thee with nitre, and take thee much soap, yet thy iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Right, so our people are so deeply embedded with sin and wickedness, like it's no getting it out.
Isaiah 1 tells you that our people are laden in iniquity. I mean, they're sinking in it, man. They're
Right.
drowning in sin, man. You know? And this is why, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, this truth is so precious because, the Lord sent the prophets out here to give our people a chance to get right with him. Because if the Lord wasn't as merciful as he is, he would be totally justified on destroying us, right? But the Lord loves Israel so much, where he woke up in out of the darkness, picked us up, sent us out here, to give you the warning, you know that though, man. That you don't take part, the Lord will bring that truth with you. When the Lord brings that truth with you, you're supposed to come be at that fire. See, the Lord already went through this once. Flood, man. You know?
Genesis chapter 6, verse 5.
This is why I'm trying to tell you, the thing things that were written before time was written for our learning. You see, the shit that we seeing, man, hey, at one point the world was at this state, but we're at the point now, today, where the world has eclipsed what happened during the flood, man, or before the flood, man. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, so the Lord been seeing what we see now, man. These idol worshiping, child sacrificing, homosexuals, all right? These just straight up degenerate demons. The Lord been seeing these spirits, man. You know? When it's, like I said, it's gotten worse, man. So
Those spirits are back.
those spirits are back, man. And so if that it made the Lord mad then, how much more now? Okay?
Verse 6. And it repented the Lord Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Right, wickedness was so great back then that the Lord repented that he even made man. So how much more now when it's way worse, man? And the Lord, he's been ready to hit the reset button on Babylon right before this place was even hit. Because in the spirit, he already knew what was about to come on the earth, man.
Now, basically, this empire, this kingdom of Babylon the Great, was set up by the Lord to exist to fulfill prophecy. Remember, this is the Lord's movie.
Right.
He wrote it. This is part of his script. All right, this kingdom had to exist for the sake of the role of the movie. Right?
And then when you go into it even further, you know, thinking about it, all right, this was shown that he allowed the world to get this great to show us what wickedness looks like. So when we get the kingdom of heaven, we'll be able to be a truly righteous judge, knowing the knowledge of good and evil.
That's it. Yeah, we had to know evil, all right, to be able to judge righteously, basically. You know, to be a balanced judge. Hey, because the Lord is balanced. All right, scriptures tell you that a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So we had to be introduced to both sides.
What we're witnessing right now is a wicked judge, man. All right, this damn devil, and he has moved judgment out the way. So he already, hey, what's that? Hosea 4:1. Like the land is before the judgment, you know? So we have seen the effects on the planet under the rule of an unrighteous judge, man, a wicked judge, man. So unwise king.
These are the effects.
Right.
These are the fruits of an unrighteous king.
2nd Ezra chapter 4, in verse 35. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask question of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the flower of the floor of our reward? Verse 36. And unto these things Jeremiah.
Remember, the Lord, they was always asking, when are we finally going to secure? When are we finally going to have a world where we're not going to have a cycle of being in captivity of these different nations?
Ezra's asked him the same thing in was it 2nd Ezra 6? He said, last verse. Get that real quick. Because he said, these heathen, which have been reputed as nothing, have began to be lords over us. And he asked him, when are we going to get the kingdom? Got it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, going down to the point, verse 56.
That's right.
It says, after these, Adam also who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Yeah, that's a cut too, all right? Because it says, we all come from Adam, but there was a chosen line from Adam.
Exactly.
Right?
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
The Lord made the world for our sakes. Go ahead.
As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
So all these other nations that come out of Adam are nothing. All right? They're disregarded by the Lord. That shows you that God doesn't love everybody. No, go ahead.
But be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from the vessel.
So these heathen have been likened unto spit as a drop that falleth forth from a bucket. Right? You will disregard that. You got a bucket of water, a gallon of water in a bucket, a little drop fall out. You ain't minding that. And that's how the Lord feels about the nations. Right? Salvation is, what does it tell you in Jeremiah? Salvation is hope, is in vain hope for by the mountains and the hills. Go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing,
Yep.
have begun to be lords over us
Because they rule over us. Go ahead.
and to devour us.
And they devour us. The scriptures talk about that. How in Isaiah the 5th chapter, how the Lord gave us the heads, which was the law, statutes, commandments, but we fell away, and He allowed these nations to devour us, to swallow us up.
Right. Like the parable of Lazarus, the ball with the worms.
Exactly.
It says, but we thy people who thou hast called thy firstborn,
That's right.
thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
We give it into their hands. Go ahead.
If the Lord, if the world now be made for our sakes,
That's right.
why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Yeah. How long should this do? How long should we be under the rule, under the as subjects under these heathen? And that shows you that the nation of Israel was always reserved in time to rule, man.
Right.
It was already written. And this is what Esau and the nations know. It was always Israel's turn to rule, man. We in that time.
And you know, and you can see the correlation between that. You speak about this earlier. If you see how Jake has regressed and became more wicked, the more destroyed and messed up the world has become, man.
Exactly.
Because the world was made to go off of the vibration of the Israelites, man.
Exactly. And that's why Esau uses Jake to be the forefront of wickedness, man. When it comes pushing Moism, guess who's in the front? Some 6'8" brolic nigga with a dress on, right? You know, when it comes to harlotry and being a damn slut whore, guess who's in front? The nappy-headed black woman.
Strong, proud
A
black
strong,
woman.
proud black bitch, man, with her ass cheeks spread open all in the camera,
Right.
right? It's always Jake in the forefront. Esau uses Jake to set the trends of wickedness in the earth, man. Right?
This is all to teach us a lesson, though.
Exactly. You got it, brother.
Romans 8 and 19.
And I want to say this too. If you read Isaiah, the 59th chapter, Isaiah chapter 59, it gives you basically a summary of Jake's condition. All right, how he basically lost the favor from the Lord and was put into this degenerate state that we're telling you about. Man. You know?
Romans 8 and 19, it says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Right, and when you go into that word earnest expectation, it breaks down into intense anticipation.
Yeah. Everything is waiting for the Israelites to get back in the power seat, man, to
Right.
get back in our rightful mind. This is why you're seeing, hey, the earth is rising up against this damn devil, man. Hey, the animals, you're seeing more rise of animal attacking Esau. All right, you're seeing the earth itself fighting back like that. It's a big ass, like I said, it's a thing like two sizes bigger than America, fucking seaweed coming towards the East Coast, man. So it goes, and the Lord is having all types of things happen to show the earth is raising up.
And that shit is poisonous too.
Right, exactly.
You know?
So this is verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
Yeah, which is what?
And I was
us in these corruptible bodies. Oh, go ahead.
Is Buddha on here?
20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly,
Right.
but by reason of him who has subjected the same
I
in
don't know how
hope.
else to say this.
Go ahead.
I
It
want
says,
money.
because the creature
Hey,
itself
Joe.
also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption
God.
into the glory
I'm with
of
this
the
guy.
kingdom of the Most
All
High.
right, because that's ultimately, that's earnest. That's what we earnestly waiting on, man. We're all waiting to be delivered out of these corruptible bodies, to be put in perfect flesh. All right.
Hey, the earth is true. And the earth has a spirit, man. And the earth is crying. The earth is crying out, man. That's all you can see, man. Hey, it's not yielding the fruit like it's supposed to, man. Okay, we're not getting the proper nutrients, man. Everything is pretty much crying out for the sons of God to come back into the power.
Exactly. People not getting proper rest, proper
Right.
sleep. People not getting the proper nutrition out the food, because like you said, the earth is not yielding its true strength, so all the food is tainted, man.
Hey, man, it's
You
now
know?
we're now nutrient maldeficient.
Yep.
You know, the animals, they don't have a livable habitat to stay in, man. That's why you're
Yep.
seeing animals dropping dead by the groves. Hey, there's a website that I'll get that real quick. Add to the spirit.
Got it.
And earlier I brought this up last night. But it's a website called endtimeprophecies.org.
Yeah.
Yep. And it goes into it says our dying planet.
Isaiah 24.
Yep. It says our dying planet. It says we have reached the stage now in this like we have reached a stage now in this Earth's history where everything is dying.
Everything on the earth is dying, man. All right? Hey, that's going back to ultimately Esau, the red horse in Revelation 6 and 4. He was given that great sword, and what did it say? That he would take peace from the earth, that people should kill one another, right? Everything is in a state of death under the so-called white man, right? Go ahead.
Our planet is groaning and aching under the burden of sin.
Yep, see, our planet is aching and growing under the burden of sin, right? Because hey, when going back to the time of Adam, right? Eve took in that dark philosophy, that wicked knowledge. That's when what? Death began to spring up in the earth.
Yes, people say it's a lot. And through her, we all die. You know, because Eve is who pushed that philosophy upon Adam, all right, which ultimately brought sin into the line of the sons of God. And through that, this is why we die. That's why the scripture in Psalm 82 and 6 tells you that you are the sons of, it's like that you are gods, but you shall die like the princes, man.
Sure.
You know? Because sin has become like an anchor to our people that has dragged us down. And throughout, you know, our time being here in Babylon, man, Esau has taught our people how to turn that anchor into a chain.
Right. Well, the scripture say the wages of sin is death.
Right.
So that's why we live in a dying world.
Right.
I got a scripture just to add on to that, about what happened with Eve and whatnot, Adam. Romans 5 and 12, and it reads, it says, Wherefore as by one man sin entered into the world. All right, because prior to that incident, we were supposed to be living in paradise forever, right? It says, wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, going back to Adam, and death by sin. And so death passed on, Salaki, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. See that? Let me add one more. All right? Because there's another one where it tells you, this is Sirach, bear with me. It's Sirach, the Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter.
Well, I got one while you get that.
There's one in 2nd Ezra 4 too.
This from Cornwall. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 17. For look, how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And so through the wickedness that's being spread throughout this world, man, and the earth is taking the toll of it, man. Because look what Esau promotes in this place, man. All right, for the diet. All right, he overfarms. Well, shit, he pretty much overfarms the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, the clams, oysters, which are the natural keep the pH balance of the water, good. Now there's a shortage of all those animals. Now the ocean's thrown on whack. All right, you got the pigs that's being pretty much eaten as a delicacy. All the pretty much dealing with the ecosystem is the example I'm using. Esau has thrown off, and through that wickedness, man, all right, the earth has become weaker, man. All right, certain animals are dying because their natural food that they have, they don't have access to anymore. All right, that's why the scriptures tell you that the animals shall change their place, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, man. This is the byproduct of wickedness that's spreading throughout the world, which is in turn making the earth weaker through time, man.
I got one more, or two more actually. Here's one. 2nd Ezra 4 and 30. I started 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So this kingdom got to go in order for what? The good to be established. All right? Verse 30, my point, it says, for the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness has it brought up to this time? All right? Because as the priest was going into, the times that we live on the earth are worse than the flood, man. All right? It says, for the grain of the evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness has it brought forth up to this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth into the time of threshing come? Right? So we know before this place is ultimately judged that all the degeneracy and wickedness that's going on in the world is going to get worse before that time comes. All right. I have one more. Go ahead and read. I'll find it.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Okay? Under Esau's vibration, with Israel not being in a position of authority, Esau is running rampant. Okay? Because he's been given the position of authority and rulership for this said moment.
Hey, to add to that point, because like you said, Esau, he said he wanted him that seek deep to hide his counsel. This devil will hide the blame and put it just on man. It's mankind's fault why there's global warming, why the polar ice caps are melting, why the earth is dying. No, nigga, this is you. As it said in this article, if we go back, it says the oceans and the air are polluted, and man in his power, and his quest for power and wealth is destroying the world like never before in history. This ain't man's fault, it's Esau's fault. Because you, as being a king, a ruler of this realm, it's your job to maintain peace and order in the world, man. That's what a true king and judge and ruler does, man. But you don't know how to do that because you told the Most High what good are your ways to me, man.
I got you. This is why this. Oh, Shalak, go ahead.
Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Just like as Lisa said, right? You trying to dismiss the ways of the Heavenly Father. And everything in front of us is a byproduct of you turning things upside down. Because ultimately, right, your spirit isn't upright. So it's not like we're going to put it past you and expect you to be in a mindset of establishing righteousness. That's why it's imperative for you to be moved out of the way for the nation of Israel to be established.
Right. Yeah, we're not taken by surprise.
Bless up, King. Yes, sir.
After everything that this devil does, man, he's just doing his job. So at the end of the day, hey, it's supposed to get worse, man. All right? And we said that last weekend, man. And it's impossible for this man to do good, man. Because if Esau does righteous, he's going off. So he has to do this shit, man.
I got you. That's the spirit. Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked. Matter of fact, I'm going to start up. Isaiah 26 and 9. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness, man. So when the Lord fully establishes righteous judgment in the earth, all right, because the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be the image in the time of the kingdom of heaven. All right, and when that happens, that's when the world is going to learn righteousness. Right. That's when the world is going to learn true order. Verse 10, Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked. All right, here it is. He's supposed to be the 48er, the chosen people. All right, you're supposed to be the
Look what you're doing, though.
Right.
If you're them guys like you claim to be, then why is the world in total disarray?
Right.
Why?
You sought it carefully to inherit the birthright, and here it is. Like as the brother saying, you are now labeled as the chosen people, but you don't fit the criteria because it's not in your spirit.
Right.
It don't mesh.
This nigga fumbled the pack, heavy.
Right. If the land of Israel, hold on, the land of Israel is the GAY capital, right? So make it make sense, man. That you're supposed to be the chosen people of the Lord. It says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness." Esau is not going to follow the law, statutes, commandments because it's not in him. All right. It says, "Yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly." Right. So here it is. He's been given total dominion and rule, right? But he's ruling wickedly, man. Everything, all his laws and decrees and philosophies are anti-Messiah. They're against the Lord. They're against the Bible. All right.
Right.
It's against life itself, because he is as of death.
He is death and calling.
That's it. It says, "In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah," because these devils don't fear the Lord. Right? This is why they push everything that's anti against the scriptures, man. Pedophilia, all right, sodomy, transformism, all right, everything, zoophilia, all right. And who's in the forefront pushing that? Esau, man. He's the main one fighting for rights for two men to be married, for two women to have rights and to be married. All this shit that you see.
For 2 men to be able to adopt children. You know what they're doing with them kids.
Come on, man.
That's fucked up.
That's just sex trafficking in disguise. Let's just keep it real, man.
That's it, man.
You got them damn moles going down to them foster care homes, adopting them kids, and getting off with them little kids, man. That's why this place got it's been proof.
Majority of the time when you see if them the 2 moles adopting children, the children will come out later on and say that, man, they had their way with it, man. They abused every hole in the boys, man. You know? So that shows you, but this is an unjust and wicked kingdom, man. Continuing on in the article.
Yeah.
It says, the oceans and the air are polluted, and man, in his quest for power and wealth, is destroying this world like never before in history. Because when you go into one of the main motives why this devil does this shit is for profit. It's big business and raping the world for its minerals and pretty much, charging the people arm and leg folks, man.
Hey, death itself is a multi-billion trillion dollar business, man. All right? Hey, these hospitals ain't gonna make money if people ain't sick.
These doctor offices,
Right.
these pharmacies.
Insurance companies, all right? Ain't no money made. There's no money that's gonna be made in a healthy society, man.
Nah, man.
Right?
Military.
Never, we ain't talk about that.
They
Yeah.
purposely set up all these cults, these invasions, these psyops, all for the function of this money.
What they call them? They call them bakeries.
Yeah. Going back to the pharmaceutical company,
And it all goes back
to the Rothschilds, to the Rockefellers,
Yeah.
the Edomites.
the Edomites.
Right, man. They're the source. When you go to the root of all problems in the world, all fingers point back to Esau, Edom. Mainly you damn Amalekites, man.
That's it.
Because you are the main one perpetuating all this bullshit out here, man.
That's it.
It says, and if you read Revelation 11 and 18, you see what God is going to do to those who destroy his beautiful creation.
Yeah, the earth was a paradise made for man to enjoy.
Right.
You know?
The scripture he quoted goes into how the Lord is going to destroy them that destroy the earth, man. Which is why we began the lesson and talk about the destruction, which is going to come through that fire, which is the cleansing agent to purify the earth, man.
Yep. So bringing that new heaven and new earth.
Okay?
A new heaven and new earth. It goes into new management, new rulership, man. It's gonna be a new sheriff in town, man.
It's going to be some.
Yeah. Right.
No more cigarettes.
Right.
No more smog, man. Pollution. All right. No more GMOs. No more nasty people. No more niggas. No more bitches. It's gonna be straight just life.
This is what you call
Right.
what's the term called? It's called an aristocracy. All right. I did a quick lesson on that, man. An aristocracy goes back to the best fit to rule. That's what it means. And that's what the Lord is going to set up on the earth. He's going to set up a righteous aristocracy, man. Because the elect, that 144,000, the house of David, are the best set to rule the planet Earth.
And why is that? Because Deuteronomy 4 and 7 on down tells you that the law, statute, commandment was given unto us, all right, to show forth our wisdom into the rest of the heathen. All right, we were designed to be reverent because we are the physical manifestation of the Lord here on earth. So therefore, it is our duty to manage manage the world so that things can run the way it's supposed to. Because when you go into the law, statutes, commandments, those are instructions on how to govern the planet. That's why you have that acronym for the Bible going into basic instructions before leaving earth. You know? No, that's the key to life, man.
Well, when you go back to Genesis, he gave Adam the breath to basically to cultivate. What does it say? To cultivate the earth. Basically, he gave Adam the dominion to govern and rule his creation. All right. But I had something real quick. This is Psalms 41. Bear with me. You got it.
Sirach 10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one he will set over it one that is profitable. Okay, just feeding into the brother's points, right? Esau is an unfit ruler in this scene, clear as day. Right? Israel, the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the ones that are due to be set up as the kings and priests of the earth. Because you are the ones that are set up as, how did you say the word is? Aristocracy.
Yeah, aristocracy, yep.
You know?
Yep.
You're the ones that were given the law, statutes, and commandments. The scriptures say that I show my statutes and judgments unto Jacob. So how is it that any of these other heathen can truly establish a righteous government under Yahweh Bashem Shai? They can't.
Which is why the Lord said he was giving nothing. Because they weren't given the keys on how to govern themselves. This is why, hey, we heathen are like the children as well, man. Because they don't know how to govern themselves. This is why they use themselves for overmuch slavery and wickedness. These niggas worshiping animals. You know, all these. They do all type of defiled, nasty acts, man. They're not being governed correctly, which is why we need to be put back in the palace.
Yeah, that's why the confusion is upon the minds of the people. That's why men want to be women and women want to be men. Men cutting off their rise, women cutting their titties off. Right? And you see online, it's on the internet, man. You got these Edomites, these studs, Edomites. They chop their breast off. They got a body like a man, looking disgusting, man. You know. And this is their way of so-called liberating themselves, man. But I want to bring this out because you was talking about how the new management, the elect being set up.
Hey, man.
This in there real quick. This is Psalms 47 and 8, and it reads. I started at 7. Psalms 47 and 7. It says, "For the Most High is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. Yahweh Shai reigneth over the heathen. Yahweh Shai sitteth upon the throne of his holiness." The point. Psalms 47 and 9, it says, "The princes of the people." Who are the princes of the people? All right, the elect. All right, Yahshua Allah, he is prince of the power. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the power of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto the Lord. He is greatly exalted. Can somebody look at that word shields in Psalms 47 and verse 9? Because the elect represent the shields of the earth, right? We're basically Earth's protectors.
Hey, we're the real superheroes of the earth, man. Hey, I was thinking about this last night. Each and every member of the elect is like a mini Captain Planet.
That's it.
You know, that's the defender for the world, man. You know.
That's it.
This is the word shield in the blue letter. Psalms 8, 40, 43. Shield, buckler, defense, rulers.
Defense, rulers. That's the elect, the shields of the earth. It said the shields belong unto the Lord. Right? We are the rulers, the defenders of the planet Earth. Read on.
A protector.
A protector. Go ahead.
Armed, buckler, defense, ruler, scale, shield.
Yeah, that's the prophets, man. The elect. It tells you that in Obadiah, the last verse, you know, it tells you that the prophets shall rise up upon Mount Zion to judge the government of Esau, man. It's though it says the saviors shall rise up upon Mount Zion to judge the government of Esau, the mountain of Esau. Come on.
I got it.
You got it.
This is in the, when you jump down to the lexicon. So
Got it.
when you jump down into the lexicon, the Brown Driver Bridge lexicon.
on the roof.
Got it. Wow, you gotta do that, man, especially on the phone. Well, no, that's it, man. Lord willing, we those men. Lord willing, we those men that the Lord has chosen to set the earth back in its proper order, man. We gotta think about that, man. Right? Going back to the parable of the talent, man. When the Lord came back, the Lord found that servant, you know, occupied in the work, and he said, he blessed that servant to be a ruler over 10 cities, man. Right? Because that's spiritual. Because that particular servant is going to have dominion over specific regions of the earth, man.
Hey, he's gonna be given specific tasks too.
There you go.
Got one more. This is in the lexicon. It says poetic for the princes protecting the citizens with force of arms.
Yeah. So what?
But look, man, the Lord's going to give us spiritual power to help enforce the laws, statutes, and commandments when we gain the kingdom, man. Because under our rulership, we will bring the laws, statutes, and commandments upon the whole world. So all nations will have to serve the Lord. Not going to be no more serving Allah, Buddha, whatever these other gods these nations serve. Because that's one of the reasons why they do the abomination that they do, man. All right, you have these damn. A lot of people don't know the shit that they do go back to old hedonistic customs, man. All right, you learn how to be a homo by them damn Hamites, man. The Babylonians, man. All right, you learn about getting dreadlocks from Elon, smoking weed and shit, man.
Being a thug.
Being a thug, man. You know, all your habits, you think that you just coined because Esau gave you that for black culture. But you really, when you go to the history of these things that you do, you got that from heathen. This is why in Jeremiah 10:1, it tells you to learn not the way of the heathen, man.
Yeah, the reason why you get them immaculate lineups goes back to Egypt.
Yeah.
That's what the Egyptians was doing. They was lining up the corners of their beards and faces, man.
Yeah, you get the ball with the brick wall.
Yeah. You know? It all goes back to some type of heathen custom. But I want to add on to what you said. Jeremiah 3 in verse 18 it says, Jeremiah 3 and 17 it says, and at that time they should call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and all nations shall be gathered unto it. To the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, to Jerusalem, neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart. See? So like the brother was saying, it's not going to be any of that worshiping of idols and calling on false gods and all these wicked customs and traditions that these heathen exercise. There's going to be no more of that because the laws, statutes, commandments of the Lord are going to be exercised on the earth. They're going to be established by the elect, man. That's going to be the image. That's going to be the new governing system in the earth at that time when the kingdom of heaven is set up.
Right. That's
Right.
a true righteous judicial system, man.
Right.
All right, where judgment is carried out in the correct way. Because in Esau's judicial court, man, he gives out false judgments, man. All right, in his court, a man can be falsely imprisoned just off a lie. No evidence is needed. All these women have to do is say that a man raped her, or just looked at her in a way that she felt offended by. That man's life is ruined, man. That's unfair judgment. All right, man married this bitch, and she divorced him. Now she's entitled to half his shit. All right, to go spend on another nigga, man.
Right.
You know, that's wicked.
Or you can, hey, some of these court-appointed attorneys, judges, you know, they can be bought out.
Right.
They take bribes.
We talk about that because the judge and these lawyers, hey, they commune with each other before the court case is even brought into the system, man. Of who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. They're gonna put the show on, and while they out there having a drink, going to play golf, they discussing who's gonna be the winner, who's gonna be the loser, man. You know, so that's all a big ass just farce, man. That's not how a true judgment is supposed to be executed, man. Which is why this place is another reason why this is wicked, man.
You got it. Look it out, man.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 24. No, indeed, the more wise people there are, the safer the world will be. Okay? And what is true wisdom? Right? Wisdom is the scripture, man, the truth. Alright? The knowledge and understanding of the scriptures, okay? So the more of those people that are around about, the safer the world will be. Okay, and that's gonna come back in the establishment, alright, under the new management, the 144,000, alright, that are gonna pretty much be set up as the governing body of the nation of Israel and will enforce righteousness throughout the planet. Okay, when that multitude is there and enforcing the vibration of righteousness, it's going to be of a great benefit to the earth. Continuing on, a sensible king can be depended on to give his people this kind of security. Okay, and what does that ultimately mean, right? Security is peace. All right, and we're going to be in true peace because this word is going to be within our inward parts. Okay, we're not going to sin or transgress under this new management. So this is why it's going to be, as the scriptures say, an everlasting kingdom. All right. So trust and believe that the wisdom that's being pushed right now is going to be made manifest ultimately on a full-scale vibration when New Jerusalem comes down out of the chariots, the 144,000 governing body, and they enforce that. They enforce the wisdom. Okay. Continuing on. Continuing on, verse 25. So then, learn what I am about to teach you, and you will profit from it. Okay. And that's the point. This is the way. Walk ye in, man. This is the way of profit to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, you're trying to figure out your way in this life. It ain't work because you was trying to go another way. But this is the way. This is the ancient path, as it tells us in Jeremiah 6:16 to seek after me.
This is your heritage. All right. You want the key. You want the key to success. All right. We're going to all these different books and Esau's libraries. We're going to these different religions and beliefs. This is the way.
Oh my God.
Walk ye in it, man.
You got God.
We're giving you everything that your soul is seeking.
Hey, see,
Right?
you wasn't holding our ass along just a while ago.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 25 in the GNT. So then, learn what I am about to teach you, and you will profit from it.
That's right. You can even apply that to the heathen in the kingdom, man. Because hey, under our rule, hey, they're going to actually benefit, man. We're going to teach them how to till the land the correct way, man. How to keep the land safe, and how to deal with some type of this is why they're always going to be around us, man.
How to truly handle the world's resources
Exactly.
and utilize the earth on how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, we're going to teach Moab how to keep the sharks in the water. We ain't going to be no shark fin soup in the kingdom, man.
Right.
Ain't going to be no rats being fried up and thinking it's chicken, man. No. We're going to let the rats do what they do, the sharks do what they do, all the animals and everything is going to do what they're supposed to do, man. All right?
Everything is going to go back to its function that the Lord created it to be.
That's it. This is Micah chapter 4, verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains,
Yep.
and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow into it.
That's the kingdom, man. That's Jerusalem, the headquarters. It's gonna be the top government over all the nations, man. All right. Read on.
It says, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Right. So it said that all the heathens is gonna come up to learn the ways of the Lord, man. So is that happening over there in Israel? With them niggas wearing all black with them hats on? All right, and them dangling ass, I don't know what the hell they call them shits that be dangling on the side of their face. The little sideburn shits, man. Right? With your Zekies on. What do they call them? Zekies? Zekies. They said all the world would be coming to them to learn of their ways.
Right. Everybody telling y'all, hey, you are the most hated people on the planet. You were so hated, that's your own people. The other Edomites hate you, man. So that shows you ain't the man of the Lord, man.
Somebody lying, man.
Right. It says, verse 3, and he shall, sorry, let me do verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob.
Yep.
And he will teach us of his ways.
He will teach us of his ways. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion.
Yeah, you see that? It said that the law shall go forth out of Zion, man. All right, it's going to go, the law, such commandments are going to be decreed and issued forth from Zion, from Jerusalem, from the headquarters, man. Right? Read on.
It says, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Yeah, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, you see? That's where everything is going to come forth from.
And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off.
That's right.
And they shall beat their swords in the plowshares and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Neither shall they learn war anymore, man. Think about that, man. Because the reason why that's going to be the case is because the government that's going to be in power, the house of David, is going to be a supernatural government. So it would be foolish for these heathen nations to come against that. All right? Because hey, it's going to be examples of these heathen that's going to be made to not come against our power.
That's what's going to be fun in the kingdom, man.
Good job, bro.
We we gotta put, the judgment upon these nations, and that's what's gonna be part of the fun with it.
Yeah.
I got another one. This is
So that's why these nations ain't gonna be no war.
ain't gonna be no rebellion, no uprisings in the kingdom of heaven. See, in Esau's kingdom, you can have other nations rebel against their governments, man. You can have uproars of people protesting for all the wickedness that's going on. But see, in the kingdom of heaven, ain't gonna be no reason to protest, man, because everything's gonna be good for all nations, man. That's gonna be the benefit of you being under Israel, man. Yeah.
Wicked are in authority, the people warm, the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yeah, man.
Hey, like the brother has said, man, when we establish our dominion, you are going to have to lift up pride. You are going to have to lift up pride and feel the need to complain or protest, man. That's something that you have to do under this man's hegemony.
Right.
Because he's an unfit ruler.
All the complaining you're gonna get from us is how we, when we beat your ass for going off, all right, you're gonna be crying from that. But outside of what's actually being done in the earth, you ain't gonna have nothing to complain about, man. Because we're gonna set everything right, man. All right. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 27. Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation, because the rulership is going to start with the elect. All right? Yahushua under the rule of the elect, man, we're going to be given that power to be able to start to govern you damn heathen, man. When we gather you up after the destruction, and I'll bring you to begin the building up of the kingdom of heaven, have you out there clean up all them dead bodies, man. Okay? That's going to be the beginning of that dominion, man. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. So when you go off, each and every one of us is going to have a rod of iron to break the nation into shivers, iron for correction. Like I said, you still going to have the spirit on you. You don't want to, be a homo, all right? To have a disobedient child. You ain't going to be perfect, That's what part of the fun is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? The judge will be there.
Right, that's why the Lord will give us the power. He's going to give the power of the elect to send forth plagues, causing droughts, things of that nature.
Yep. So you're going to be, just like how here in America, you're going to be beaten into submission. All right? You're going to learn to love to serve the Lord in that day under the Israelites, man. Just out here in America, you Jakes, you so-called blacks, or two Americans, you got conditioned to love being under the so-called white man's rule, which is why now our people are ready to jump in front of a bullet for their oppressor, man. You want to save the so-called white man more than any other nation under the sun, man. You don't hear our people protesting about the injustices done to the damn Moabites with their government, all right? You don't hear us complain about, trying to get rights for goddamn the Iranian people. It's always just the so-called white man. That shows you how far gone our people are due to that Stockholm syndrome, that cognitive dissonance, post-traumatic slave syndrome. It ain't gonna be none of that in the kingdom, man. You just gonna know true submission when we bring that rule upon your damn nation.
You gotta think 1,000 years is what it's gonna take to build up the kingdom to its perfection. And in that 1,000 years, that's it. That period of perfection is also gonna include the submission of you heathen, man.
Yeah.
Long, drawn-out process.
That's plenty of time for you to get it right.
Hey,
Exactly.
1,000 years, man. You gotta think about it. It's gonna go back to the long days, long, hard, hot days. Because the world's gonna be back in its true essence in that time, man. So everything's gonna be back normal. All right, we're gonna be back in our full strength, in our right mind. Y'all gonna be too. But like I said, you ain't gonna be given the spiritual blessing that we're gonna have, man. Having the new bodies, not having a wicked thought. We're gonna be perfect. You mentioned earlier about we're gonna have the laws put inside of inward form.
Covenant.
Yes, sir.
In Isaiah 16:11, you got that in there too. All right.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse. I started at 8. It says, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
Yeah, the first covenant Israel broke, and it was a new covenant, second covenant that was made with the Israelites. All right?
And with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt,
Yep.
because they continue not in my covenant.
Yeah, you can read about that in Exodus, 24, 25? Right? The covenant was made with Moses and the Israelites. All, yeah, with blood. All Israel agreed. Right? Go ahead.
And I regarded them not, saith the Lord, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
After those days, that's the key. Let's talk about the kingdom, man.
Right.
After those days, man.
Yeah, we're not in it yet, man.
Right.
You know?
That bug I was talking about, we already in it, man.
Hey, how you gonna be in the covenant and we still in the Esau's rule?
Right.
The world is still messed up.
Exactly. You still going to work?
Still on the street.
Right. You're in a new covenant, man. You still catch your hell, but you're in a new covenant.
We're in the new covenant, where's your house at?
Right.
It says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
Yep.
I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Yeah, that's that change. We're gonna be perfected at that point, right there. When he puts the law, statute, commandments in our inward part, man. He's gonna take away that stony heart of flesh. All right. We're gonna be made incorruptible. Go ahead.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor.
We still out here teaching, right?
Right.
So how are we in the new covenant? How are we in the second covenant? We still out here teaching. All right. Scripture say under that second covenant. Read it again.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor.
So we ain't gonna be out here with the 12 tribe sign, man. Out here teaching. Go ahead.
And every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
All the Israelites on the earth are gonna know Yahweh Shem Shah from the least to the greatest. We ain't gonna be out here with the 12 tribe sign asking Jake, do you know who you are? Where you fit at on the sign, Jake? Yeah, telling Jake to wake up. That's not gonna be happening under that second covenant. Matter of fact, add on to that. Matter of fact, I'll get it. It's Isaiah 60 in verse 11, right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Right. Hold on. Isaiah 60 and 21, Salakia.
Isaiah chapter 60 verse 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous.
Thy people shall all be righteous, man. As we read in Hebrews, the 8th chapter. All Israel shall know the Lord from the least to the greatest. They're all going to be righteous under that second covenant, man. Perfected.
Like we said, ain't gonna be no more moles, no niggas, no whores, no feminists.
Right.
All right? It's gonna be just Israelite men and Israelite women, kings and princesses, man.
That's it.
Continuing on. They shall inherit the land forever.
Yep.
The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
Yeah, that's the elect. Read on, finish it up.
Verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000.
Right, and see, that's another thing. It said a little one should become 1,000. Because there's going to be a lot of reproducing in the kingdom of heaven, man. There's going to be a lot of sex, man. All right? The elect men, all right? The 2/3 are going to come back through the loins of the elect.
And when you think about it, I was talking about the spirit in Genesis, and like the Lord said, hey, be fruitful and multiply. It's like we starting the whole world over again, man. It's like Genesis all over again, bro.
Exactly. You ain't gonna be seeing brothers for like 100 years.
Hey, you're gonna see each other on the high holiday.
That's it. Brothers gonna be on the other sides of the galaxy, man. Reproducing, how you doing? Reproducing and filling up the planets in the universe, man.
Hey, we gotta bring back the 2/3. We're in the world of the 1/3, man.
Continuing on. And a small one, a strong nation.
Yep.
I, the Lord Yahweh, will hasten it in his time.
Yeah, the Lord gonna do this, man. All right? Hey, because the 2/3 got to come back. Hey, it tells you Romans 11 that all Israel shall be saved. All the Israel is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, but 2/3 are going to have to suffer. They're going to have to suffer a grievous death by that nuclear fire, but they're going to be reborn through the loins of the elect. That's mercy, man. That shows you, when you read Romans 11, how that 1/3, that elect is crucial, man. All right, that's the mercy is going to come through the elect.
And
Right.
Right out earlier, they're the elect. And they're the shield. They're the shields of the earth, man.
That's right.
They're the ones that the Lord is going to use to bring balance back to the force.
That's it.
You know.
That's it.
Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh.
That's right.
Verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
That's right.
After those days,
Where's the whole world at?
after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. Verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord Yahweh. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more.
Right, so this is mentioned twice, Jeremiah 31 and Hebrews 8th chapter, man. About what that second covenant, man, Israel being perfected, all of Israel knowing him. Right? No more sin.
That's a cut to this Christian supersessionism, where they try to they practice that replacement theology by Xing out the Old Testament, thinking that it's done away with, when the prophets that are written in the New Testament quote the Old Testament frequently.
Right.
Because they understood that the things that they were preaching when they were sent out to preach the kingdom of heaven was all to fulfill the works that were written. Okay? To fulfill the prophecies that were written aforetime.
Right.
Including, as we're reading right now, the new covenant.
The New Testament really is nothing more than just a reiteration of the Old. All the prophets of old, they were all the prophets that just spoken about, the new. They're just re-saying what we're saying in the Old Testament.
Yeah, because what are we? We're ministers of the new covenant.
Right.
Right?
And the thing with the Lord, repetition is nothing to him. All right. The whole Bible is the same message over and over. All the prophets spoke about the destruction of wickedness and bring forth the righteousness. Job, they all wish. You read the dream that they all had for themselves, and they hope to be back in the reincarnation to see the coming of the Son of Man, so that he would bring forth righteousness. That's it. We're no different, man. Like I said, if we're not out here crying out for all the things that's being done here, then who is? We always say, the what if? Why can't we be those people? If that's not supposed to be our lot. Why not? Nobody else is really fighting like we're fighting. Everybody's content with everything like that.
We out here to claim the victory.
That's it. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
That's right.
For the first heaven and the first earth will pass away.
Yeah, that's going to be by that nuclear destruction. The first earth and the first heaven will pass away.
And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Yeah, that's the elect with those new bodies, man. Those new spiritual bodies.
Yep. And they heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
See that? The tabernacle of the Most High is with men. All right? The house of God, the house of David, man. All right? It starts with his men.
It shows you the kingdom of heaven. The third temple is us. All right, it starts with us because what Yahweh told the disciples, man. The kingdom of heaven is within you.
Yeah.
So through us, through our mindset, we're going to bring forth the kingdom of heaven to the earth. We're going to manifest it.
And that started really when you read Matthew, was it 27?
Yeah.
Before Yahweh gave up the spirit,
They were
and
pretty
had
good.
the veil of the
They
temple
were
was
pretty
rent.
tasty.
All right, and that signified that there was a higher order established on how to get to the Father, and that was through Yahweh under the order of Melchizedek. When all the tribes became a nation of kings and priests, So now the access to the Father was no longer through the Levitical priesthood. All right, it was through Yahweh Shai, man. That's it.
Verse 4. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall wipe away all tears from their eyes,
That's it.
and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Yeah, because then we're going to have victory over the death by being perfected. By being perfected is how we're going to have victory over death, because the wages of sin is death. We ain't going to sin no more, so guess what? It ain't going to be any more death. It ain't going to be any more sorrow and crying, man.
And how Shah's going to, he's going to take out that malignant root from the planet, man. You know, which is Esau, man.
Yep.
Sirach 10 and 8, 10 and 10. The physician cutteth off a long disease.
Who's the physician? Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And who's the long disease? Got the Edomites.
Yeah, the cancer of earth. And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Yeah, he today that is a king, tomorrow shall die. That's why the scripture say that the prince of this world shall be cast down.
Right.
All right?
Everything's going to flourish from that. Because what happens when you remove a virus from the body? The body, it begins to fix itself. It gets better. So the only thing that is needed for the world to get better is for that damn devil Esau Edom to get taken out the way. He needs to be put where he belongs, in the pit, in the ground, all right, to where he has no access to no type of power. And the world will prosper after that, man. You know? What it said, when Esau is taken out the way, it says for the Israelites, it's going to be a world where you're no longer going to cry, you're going to mourn, you're going to get sick, you're not going to have any malicious thoughts. You're going to be in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Who would want that?
Then that's when we're going to party.
Right. Right now, it's out, man.
It'd be an Israelite party then. Hey, imagine partying in that righteous mindset, in that righteous body, being perfect in the Lord, you know? That's going to be a hell of a party. You know? Hey, well, look, Curtis Camp, Zedify, man. Hey, we hasten for a new heaven and new earth, man, and that's what Yahweh Shai is going to bring in his return.
That's right.
Lord willing, we are part of the elect, all right, to see it and to be delivered out of Babylon the Great, which is America, man, which is on its way.
That's right.
All right, so giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem, Kakodash. They double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone who taught us his truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's push this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
That's right. Shalom.